Hello YouTube, this is Cami Frog Legs again. This is one of my first videos about my boot camp experience. The last video I made was about like an intro to my boot camp videos. So this one is just the first one. So we're going to talk about P-Days. P-Days, I'm not sure what the P stands for in P-Days, but it is the first 2 days that you get there, or in my case, the first 14 days, because I was in P-Days for 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks, before I got started with the whole boot camp experience. I left Sunday, November 20th, at like 12 something in the afternoon. They put me on a little van. They drove me to Knoxville, Tennessee, and I spent a night in the hotel. And on November 21st, I went to MEPS, weighed in, barely made it, was fat. They got me in, they put me on a plane, my very first plane ride, and sorry, I just had some chips at the same time. Very first plane ride, and then I flew to Charlotte, to a bigger airport, because we were on a smaller plane. Knoxville's not really big. So then we connected a flight from Charlotte to Chicago and got on that. Plane ride was awesome. Like, I sat on the wing both flights and like didn't sleep any, and I should have, but I didn't sleep any, and it was just awesome watching it. And I'll probably make a whole video on itself on just flying in general. If you've never flown one, for me it was not that bad. It was actually pretty cool. So then after I got to Chicago, they give you this check to eat in the food court before you leave. So we ate, and then we met up with the RTCs who were taking us from the airport to Recruit Training Command, which is RTC. And so, you know, as soon as you come down the steps, they start yelling at you, hurry up, hurry the F up, hurry up, turn this off, turn that on, put this in this pocket, you need this, water, and blah, blah, blah. So you start, get everything the way they want it, line it up the way they tell you to, not moving, not fidgeting, not looking around. They put you on the bus from the airport, which is O'Hare. We flew into O'Hare. And then you get to RTC. There's no talking on the bus. They put on this video about the CO's top 6. No substance abuse, no fraternization, no hazing, no sexual assault. Shoot. There's like one more. I always forget it. No fraternization, no recruit-to-recruit contact. So you learn all that stuff, rank, recognition, things like that. And then you get there, they start yelling at you some more. You make your last phone call that you'll make for like 3 weeks, and then you take off to your bottommost layer. So if you have a long sleeve shirt on and you have a t-shirt underneath it, you need to take the long sleeve shirt on. So then once you do all that, you pack everything up. They put you in the Smurf suit, which is a blue sweatsuit and a yellow top that goes underneath it. You put everything in the box, or you throw things away, or you donate it. You change off your skivvies, you change off your socks. You don't have anything that's yours anymore. Everything goes in the box to go home, or in the trash to go in the garbage, or it goes in a bin to get donated. I was smart and I threw away my underwear. I sent home everything else, which wasn't a lot. I didn't really come with anything. And then they charged you to send home that box. If you needed more than 1 box, you got charged to send home 2 boxes. You had to take a pee test, and you literally walked around the room until you could pee. And then once you could pee and fill up the little bottle, they took the bottle from you, and they got it all signed in and everything, and that was your drug test. If you failed your drug test, then you went home. I got weighed in again. Still was fat. I weighed even more than I did in the morning time. So I was right at the maximum, and the chief that was working that night had to pull me aside and said, "Do you really want to be here?" Yes, I really want to be here. I wouldn't have gotten on a plane to get yelled at for 8 weeks. So he's like, no sweets, no nothing for you. You need to watch what you're eating, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Stuff I already knew I needed to do. So then once everybody's changed, dressed, peed, whatever, they split you guys up. And I was lucky enough that they needed to fill a 900 division, the triple threat. So they asked if I could sing, play an instrument, or spin a rifle, and I told them I could sing and or spin a rifle. And ultimately I ended up being on the drill team and then finally becoming a non-performer. So because I was an extra, I didn't need to be on the drill team. And so once you did all that stuff, you got separated, and they separate you and they send you in the hallway, and you just sit there. And then once they fill what they needed to fill, then they moved us to my 900 division to a classroom where we sat for like another 2 hours. And you couldn't fall asleep. You had to keep getting up, drinking water, and going to the bathroom, but you couldn't sleep. If you were caught sleeping, they'd make everybody stand. If you were getting sleepy, then you needed to stand. So I didn't really doze off. I was just kind of sitting there. I would pinch myself every now and again because I was like, I'm not going to stand. These shoes are uncomfortable. And I didn't want to stand. Everybody had to look the same, so either the sweaters were on or the sweaters were off. So that got annoying, having to decide whether we wanted to have sweaters on or sweaters off. It's like, my butt's cold all the time. I want sweater on, but I was always outnumbered and had to wear the sweater off. Shit pissed me off. It's like, dude, just suck it up, be warm. So eventually someone came and picked us up, took us to where we were staying temporarily, and got us in line so we could go eat chow. Because at this point, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. We're hungry. Last time we ate. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 6. And so then we go down to have chow. You can't speak in the galley. You're not supposed to talk in the galley. You can't even look like you're talking. If you need some salt, pepper, ketchup, mayonnaise, anything, you have to like point towards the, after a while you get to be a pro of what you want. If you want peanut butter and jelly, usually I would wave my little piece of bread, point to the bread, point towards the basket of peanut butter and jelly, and they usually know what you mean when you wave bread. Most people put peanut butter and or jelly on their bread, so it's really pretty simple with that. And so there's no talking. You get 12 minutes to eat. They get you up and you go back. So the first day we started labeling things, all of our stuff that we had gotten, all of our clothes, our towels. We put our stamp kit together so we could actually label things. And everything had its place. You couldn't put anything in your pockets. You couldn't take anything out of the galley. It just had to be plain. I was ashy for about a week without having lotion because they told me I couldn't keep it. Or I went to the airport and I thought I couldn't keep it, so I threw it away. But come to find out, a lot of the stuff that I sent home, I could have kept. What else? You live with like 40 something other people for 8 weeks, and they're all nasty. They don't clean up their hair. They don't clean the toothpaste out of the sink. They don't flush the toilet. And then you have these inspections where everything has to be a certain way. And nobody wants to follow the rules. So for hygiene, or shower time, I've forgone hygiening. I just say I'm getting in the shower now. But during boot camp, you'll hygiene. And hygiene lasts for 45 minutes. And in that 45 minutes, you have to get everybody washed and the bathrooms cleaned. In 45 minutes. That's a lot when you have 50 people who need to get in and out, and everybody wants to wash their hair, they want to shave their legs. You don't have time for all that. Get in, get out. Usually during the first 2 weeks of P-Days, what we did was briefings. They taught us what to stencil. They taught us how to fold our stuff, how to stow it. Proper way to do our hair. We got haircuts. We did our IDs. We had to go to medical a couple of times for shots, and to be testing, medical testing, dental testing, so we could be cleared for full duty. What else did we do? Taps for the first 2 weeks was at 8, and Reveille was at 4. And the first night, you know, after we were up all day, was the best night of sleep I think I ever got in boot camp. It was pretty awesome. It was just nice to rest my head. Nobody ever said anything else, like talked or anything. Everybody's so tired, they just went to sleep. It's not like that ever again. Nobody wants to shut up after that first night. And it's like, please stop talking. We have a test in the morning. Please stop talking. Someone's trying to study. Please stop talking. People are trying to sleep. And, you know, the first night it was quiet because we were all really tired. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else we did. Morning routine is 15 minutes. You literally have 15 minutes to make your rack, brush your teeth, fix your hair if you need to, and get dressed. And that's 15 minutes. It's not 15 minutes, 30 seconds. It's not 20 minutes. It's not 16 minutes. It's not 17 minutes. It's 15 minutes. So if you fail to finish and get on the toe line or look like you're done in 15 minutes, then you were in a lot of trouble. So to wrap up my P-Day video, pretty much you spend the first few days learning how and what not to do. Don't talk, refrain from talking, you know, listen to what they have to say. They're doing it differently now where you have different facilitators. Towards like after the first day or two, we had 2 facilitators, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And then once we got our permanent RDCs, then we didn't have no one, and it didn't change. So just follow the rules, do what you're supposed to do, and boot camp will be a breeze. But stay tuned. I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's actually pretty long. It's like 13 minutes. But stay tuned for the rest of my videos as I move forward from like the first 2 weeks on to like week 1, 2, 3, and 4, and moving on. So hopefully these are informative. I can't guarantee whether or not you'll get something out of them, but at least from a female perspective, they'll be pretty decent videos.